This is the second of 3 videos for the first quarter review for the assessment you will have later in the week. This video covers the politics section of the course. So we're going to start by going over section 2.8 or standard 2.8, America's current political parties. You need to be able to identify the political parties in the United States and illustrate or explain their different ideas about how the government should work. Make sure you have a pen or pencil ready and you're on the second page in your guided worksheets that go with this review, and follow along with the video and answer when you're prompted to. Political parties serve critical roles in democracies because they combine individual citizens' political views and communicate them to the government. So what that means is they take a bunch of individual people's views and they kind of join them together. So people who fall in the Democratic Party, all of them have similar views. So they work together to try to change the government. Now, if you just had your own views by yourself and you were trying to change the government, it'd be difficult. So you pick a party. Are you a Democrat or a Republican? And then you work with that political party to help influence and change what the government is doing. So political parties are a group of like-minded individuals working together to change the government. A group of like-minded individuals working together to change the government. So on the first question on your guided notes for this section of the review, it says, what is a political party? You should put that it's a group of like-minded individuals working together to change the government. The two current political parties that are the most popular in the United States and are our major political parties are the Democrats and the Republicans. If you look at the chart in front of you, the Democratic Party was founded in 1828, and their core beliefs, what they stand for, is that the federal government, so the big government over the whole nation, should take more active role in people's lives, particularly those in need. So they believe in a lot of government involvement, so the government doing a lot in your day-to-day life. The other party, the Republican Party, was founded in 1854. Their core belief is that the federal government should play a small role in the people's lives, favors low taxes and less government spending. So the Republican Party wants the government to play a very small role in your life. By playing a small role in your life, they would need less money because they wouldn't be providing as many services, therefore they can lower the taxes. The Republicans believe that with lower taxes, people can spend their money how they want to provide a lot of the needs and stuff that the government provides for them. So the Democrats want lots of government involvement and the Republicans want less government involvement. This slide should look familiar to you. This is the vocabulary chart we filled out earlier in the year. I'm going to go over this chart. While I'm doing that, look at the chart in your guided notes. It looks a little different than this, but it goes over the same information. The topics are listed on the left, and you need to fill in the part for the Democratic views and the Republican views on each one of these topics. So you fill that in as I'm going over this. The first one we're going to discuss is healthcare. The Democratic Party believes in universal healthcare, so they believe that the government should provide healthcare to people who can't afford it. The Republican Party has the opposite view. They believe in private healthcare, that people should buy their own healthcare and should not rely on the government to provide it for them. The next view we're going to discuss, or next topic, is gun control. The Democrat Party wants more gun control laws. They believe that the people do not need to have as much access to guns, so they would want more laws and restrictions to keep the citizens from getting access to guns. The Republican Party would want less gun control laws. They believe in the Second Amendment, which states that the citizen has the right to bear arms. So they believe that this means any type of arms. So they would want less government regulation on weapons as a way to protect themselves on their property. The next we're going to talk about is the environment. The Democratic Party would want more government protections. So they would want the government doing more to protect the environment, spending more money and having more regulations to protect the government, or the environment. The Republican Party would want less government involvement in protecting the environment. They would want the people who own the land individually to be able to do what they need and protect the environment as they see fit, and they'd want less government regulations on environmental protection. So what this all comes to, down at the bottom, is taxes. Because on the Democratic side, they would want universal health care, which would mean the government providing health care. They would want more gun control laws, so the government enforcing these laws would cost more money. They would want more government protections for the environment, the government being more involved in protecting the environment, which would cost money. They would need more money in taxes. So on the Democratic side, remember we said their core belief is more government involvement in people's lives, and that would cost more money, so they would need more money in taxes. So the Democrats would want more taxes. The Republican side, you look at, they would want private health care, so people buying their own health care. Less gun control laws, so less regulation on guns. Less government protections, less enforcing protections for the environment. So that would cost less money. So they would want less money in taxes. They believe in taxing the people less, letting them save that money and spend it how they see fit instead of relying on the government. So neither one of them is right or wrong, they just have different views. Make sure you filled out the chart in your guided notes before moving on with the video. The second standard we're going to cover is 211. Analyze the media and political communications, such as bias, symbolism, and propaganda. So remember, we spent a good deal of time going over the different types of propaganda. So we're going to review it again while covering standard 211, and make sure you fill in the guided notes as we do this. Now, remember, propaganda is a way for the government or political entities to shape public opinion with the intent to change the opinion on the topic. So it's using the media to change people's opinions. And symbolism is providing the public with information shortcuts. They often replace what they're trying to talk about with a symbol. The symbol may be biased depending on the propaganda, but it's also a symbol for something, just like the United States flag, the US flag, the American flag is a symbol for America, or the Statue of Liberty is a symbol for freedom or for America. So symbolism is using pictures kind of as shortcuts to represent something else. You should now be looking at this part of the handout. You've already answered the first question for what is propaganda, and now we're going to go over the different types of propaganda that there are. You should remember these from earlier in the year. I'm going to play a video I found off YouTube. The video is made by someone your age, and it goes through and explains the different types of propaganda. Now, they use pretty unrealistic examples, but they are examples that'll help you kind of relate the different types of propaganda to what they are. So as the video plays, you need to be filling out the correct answers. You're not waiting until after the video. You need to fill it out as the video goes through them. So make sure your pen or pencil is ready.
Now you may find yourself asking, Group, what exactly is this propaganda? Propaganda is a type of media used to try to influence a certain group of people to believe one idea. Name-calling is a form of propaganda in which one person calls someone a name like terrorist or bad person, and it makes them sound really bad when they might not actually be. In ours, we called Sarah Palin that she liked violence and she liked guns, and that she was a terrorist, when actually none of these things are true. But it gives her a bad name, and people will not want to vote for her. Do you want a president who likes violence, guns, and fire? Then vote for Sarah Palin. She's a terrorist. Just plain folks is saying that, like, your president or government official is just like you, so that you'll want to vote for them because they have similar ideals to you. In our presentation, we used the extreme of a homeless man and how Obama was helping him out, just like the average everyday American might do.
Oh my God, a hobo!
Obama helps the homeless because he's a good everyday American. He's just like you. Glittering generalities are words that sound good but don't really mean anything. Symbols are images or things that look good or bad to most audiences, like an American flag or a gun. In this presentation, we use an American flag as a good symbol and use words like American and world peace as glittering generalities. Endorsements is when a famous person eats something you're like, hey, I want to buy that. In this, we used a picture of Sarah Palin eating some Fritos.
I'm Sarah Palin and I'm endorsing these Fritos chips. Yum.
Card stacking is showing only the good side of the story when really bad things are happening. A bandwagon is when one group of people is doing something and a little person decides to join the big group because it seems like everyone is doing it. They're almost peer pressured into it. In our group, we have a bunch of people supporting Obama and one person supporting Palin. Because there's so many people supporting Obama, the Palin person decides to join them.
Yeah, Obama for president.
Obama.
Woo, Palin. Yeah, Obama's where it's at.